I would like to welcome everybody to this demonstration. Sorry, everybody that's catching this on the live. I was running behind today. Salute to the replay gang. Salute to the chat. Salute to all my moderators. Let me read my copyright disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. What that means is that everything that you hear in this demonstration is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Let me welcome my Facebook family and friends, and then we will get into this demonstration. I hope everyone is having a blessed day. Salute, Marianne. Okay, so help protests. North Carolina, Oklahoma, Michigan, as well as Ohio CPS. But not only are we protesting those 4 states, we want to protest CPS all over the United States of America. And I'll tell y'all why. Because when it comes to the children, CPS has been neglecting our children. And it's not about race. It's not about religion. It's not about politics. None of that when it comes to CPS. Because just as quick as they will fail a black child, they will fail a white child or a Latino Mexican. So, in my opinion, when it comes to us fighting CPS, I think this is a mission for all of us because all nationalities are affected by the horrible job that CPS has been doing and still continue to do. Marianne says Minnesota needs to be protested as well. Yes. Jennifer says, yes, protest CPS. Salute, Candy. These cases of CPS, as I stated before, is all over the United States of America. Now, I've worked on the Naziah Harris case. I've worked on Kimmani Latique. I've worked on the case that me and Ms. Parker was just down there in Roxborough, North Carolina with Kamari Morgan. And I've also worked on a case out of Oklahoma with a young child by the name of Elizabeth. We want to know what is CPS doing to protect our children? So we want to know. Candy says CPS has had failed in every state. That's facts. That's facts. Now, I'm going to start this demonstration off with the memorial and rally that I went to, me and Ms. Parker went to yesterday down in Roxborough, North Carolina. And then I'll cover Oklahoma CPS, Michigan CPS, Ohio, Minnesota, Nebraska, and other CPS cases. Salute, Pretty Problem Nisha. Jennifer says Nebraska CPS needs to be protested. I did it 20 years ago. Stand up. Appreciate you, Jennifer. And what we need everybody to help out. So if you are an organizer, we need all organizers. We need all organizers in every state to organize a CPS protest. You can use my platform to promote it. You can use all of my social media platforms to promote it. And I'm sure I could get some of the larger content creators as well as smaller content creators. I'm sure that I could get other content creators to help out with promoting the CPS protest, because it's one thing to harm us as adults, but we will not stand around and allow you to fail our babies. Now, this case right here, we had an opportunity to actually confront the CPS director. We had an opportunity to confront the CPS director down there in Persons County, Roxborough, North Carolina. And I want to send a big shout out to everyone that came out for this event for young Kamari Morgan.
Come together in unity. Yes. And this is what we need now. We got to stand together. We got to talk together. We got to speak to one another together. No matter how hard things look, no matter what they look like, we got to trust God that this is what he wants to happen. It's an angel that's walking around. Soul has not been rested because we don't know what happened to him. So until we find out what happened to him, his soul is not going to rest, and neither are ours.
Shout out to Talk with Prince. Talk with Prince is right there, and Miss Parker, boots on ground, front line. So shout out to Talk with Prince. Salute Alicia, and shout out to Miss Parker and her riders.
So now is the time. We do stand together. We don't stop speaking. We don't stop talking. We don't stop getting together. We don't stop uniting to one another. Talk good things, though. Don't talk this bad stuff. Yeah. Don't let them tell you you're not worthy of being a mother. Don't let them tell you you're not worthy to be a father. You're not worthy to be a grandma. You're not worthy to be a cousin, because you are. You are who God created you to be, and that's what's going to stand. That's what we need on today. We're not here to say we're going to fight, because he said he would fight our battles. Vengeance belongs to him, not us. But we still going to stand on the word of God, that no matter what we are going through, he's still in the midst. He hears our cries. He knows what we need, and he's going to come when we want him, just on time. Brianna, he hears you. Every time you cry, baby, he said he put your tears in a bottle. So he got your tears, baby. And after a while, your tears going to run over in that bottle, and he's going to start coming to you and start doing what he needs to do for you.
Can I get everyone to throw up some prayer hands for Brianna, the mother of Kamari Morgan? Salute, Quita. Now, this is the CPS director, Carlton Paler. This is him right there in the background. And I'll get into Kamari Morgan's case a little bit more into this demonstration. I'll, recap everybody on exactly what happened. But Kamari is no longer with us. Kamari lost his life when the CPS of Persons County took him along with other siblings and placed them in the system due to the mother had tested for marijuana. Now, there was no CPS case against her up until now. She didn't neglect her babies at all. There was no case of child abuse. Their only findings was that the mother tested for marijuana. But this is the CPS director. And we were at his residence and we had opportunity to confront him. But in my opinion, instead of him talking to us, he called the police on us.
So we're not going to worry about it. We're going to continue.
No, give this girl her baby. Give this girl her baby.
We trespass over here, not over there.
This is not trespass.
It's okay. It's okay. You are
Can I have a few words with you? Can I have a few words with you? Can I have a few words with you?
Bring the riot home! Bring the riot home! Bring the riot home! Bring the riot home! Bring the home!
Okay.
Right. Right back up. We glad we gonna shout more as soon as he falls.
Yeah, God is moving out here. God is moving out here. That's that deal. We want him to be moved.
Let's keep talking.
Keep going.
Keep it talking.
Bring the
Bring the riot home! Bring the riot home! Bring the riot home! Bring the riot home!
And that's Brianna, the lady that's standing next to Miss Parker with the blue shirt on, holding the flowers. That's the mom of these children. So we definitely want to keep those prayer hands going up for this family.
Bring the riot home! 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 No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace!
This is what it's about, everyone. It's about being there. It's about marching. It's about protesting. It's about boots on the ground. It's about using your platform to raise awareness. Everybody is not able to have boots on ground, and that's fine. But if you're not able to have boots on ground, please use your social media platforms. If you have Facebook, please use your Facebook to share this type of content. You may be from a whole complete different state, but it will help regardless of how far you are away from this child. If you could share the content to your Facebook page, if you're on Instagram, if you're on TikTok, that's what I want to see. That's what I want to see from especially my Rock Squad members. That's what I want to see from all of us that's on social media. If it's nothing else that we do while we're on social media, let's fight and protect our babies. Let's share our baby's story. Salute, Jessica. They took her baby because of testing positive for marijuana, but they left Naziah where she was. Make this ish make sense. Exactly. You know what I mean? You take this mother's child for testing for marijuana, but you leave Naziah Harris where she was at, around all those SOs. Make it make sense. Salute, Rob. Salute, Diane. But see, it's strength in numbers. It's strength in numbers. Salute, Aisha.
Doug.
Okay, here's what you want to do.
You can't hide. No. CPS. You can't hide. We charge you with genocide. CPS. You can't hide. We charge you with genocide. CPS. You can't hide. We charge you with genocide. CPS. You can't hide. We charge you with genocide. CPS. You can't hide. We charge you with genocide. CPS.
You can't hide. We charge you with genocide.
Anybody else? Let's keep it going. Let's keep talking.
Bring Naziah home.
Shout out to everyone that was in attendance. Shout out to everyone that was in attendance. Half Pint says them kids might be on his property. This is effed up. Exactly. Prayers for all the families and kids. Appreciate that super sticker, Diane. Royal says, I love the fact that it's both black and white people out there for this baby. Thank you, Shank and Miss Parker, for being a voice for Kamari. And that's what I'm saying. When it comes to the children, and I do believe it was, I believe I seen a woman that was Middle Eastern out there. So at least when it comes to these babies, at least it's something that we all have in common and we all can focus on protecting these babies. Salute, Gina.
Bring Naziah home. Bring Naziah home.
Bring Naziah home.
Bring Naziah home.
Bring Naziah home. Bring Naziah home. Bring Naziah home.
Bring Naziah home.
Right, but let's talk. Let's any other words of encouragement, words of support, just words that going up in the universe right now.
You know, this is one of those cases with him doing that. It just shows you how sick the world really is, and how sick of this getting. We are dealing with the death of a 1-year-old baby, and for him to be over there with what you said, no compassion, no nothing. And this is for our youth. We need y'all out here because we fighting for y'all. Because they said the children are our future, but are they really at this point with the hands of him? Absolutely. Absolutely. The compassion is no longer here. We have lost the love of our community.
Yes.
And we stand here today to get it back. You hear me? Each voice counts. Not just the older. We need our youth. We need y'all to be voices as well. Brianna, this, like Amanda said, and the other mother said, it's not going to get easier. But God hears us. Yes, he does. That's why he's got that devil over recording you. Because see, he ain't recording us because we on his property. It's eating him up, the guilt. And see, baby, when I say God's karma, God's karma, he living good now. It seemed fruitful to him. But guess what? His fruit is sour. Your fruit is abundant. That is sour. Okay? And everything that glitters ain't gold. That's why he's sitting in that dry. He should be in his house watching TV because he don't care, right? He don't care, right? He didn't care when he took Brianna's kids, did he? Why he cared that we out here? Why he bothered?
That's right.
You got him bothered. God got him bothered.
That's right.
Through your son's spirit. So it's no justice, no peace.
If you're a YouTuber and you want to save hours managing your library, you need TubeBuddy. Come check out how you can edit your end screens, cards, and descriptions.
Does anyone else in the family have any words?
I gotta keep shouting out Miss Parker. I gotta shout out Talk with Prince. I gotta shout out Miss Parker and her riders. I gotta shout out everyone that came out to this event. And I gotta keep asking for prayer hands for Brittany, the mother of these children. Salute, Real Vibe. When is enough enough? When will you get involved? Yes, I'm talking to you. When will you get involved in these kind of events? It starts with you raising awareness on your social media page. You can still share all the things that you've been sharing, but at least once a day, share one of these cases. Help us advocate for these babies. Help us. It don't cost you nothing to share. Don't cost you nothing. We got to do better. We got to do better for these babies. We don't got to be perfect. I ain't expecting nobody to be perfect. We don't got to change. Continue doing what it is that you do. But along with doing what you do, help us fight for these babies. Salute, Royal Queen. Prayer for Brianna. Candy says CPS is another form of human trafficking, in my opinion. That's facts, Candy. With following all these cases, that's all CPS is. Another form of human trafficking.
To speak, anybody have any words to speak or uplift? Any positive memories? We have to remember why we're here. We don't want to drive home. But the reality is that we shouldn't be standing here because the children should have never not been at home. Right. And I think that one of the things that we often forget, because something we have to point out, is that it be your own people. That's right. It be your own people who turn against you and say, who gets to decide that who's worthy of being a parent or not.
And that's as real as it comes. It be your own people. It be your own people. That's as real as it comes.
As if they are God themselves. And these are just regular folks paying the same taxes y'all paying. Right? Driving on the same roads that you drive on. Matter of fact, y'all pay these taxes. And so when we think about like why we should not be here, this is not a system that should even exist. To have the authority to take our children, and something that Sheila said when we were at court was, I thought my grandma love was enough. I was raised by my grandma without the system or the court involved. Because grandma love is enough, cousin love is enough, auntie love is enough, mama love is enough, community love is enough.
And in this case, they wouldn't even allow the grandmother to get the children. So you know it's something wrong there. Royal Queen says, I find it so strange that all these kids' names are similar cases, are similar. God is trying to tell us something. Yes. All these, just pay attention to the names, y'all. Kamari, Kimmani, Janiyah, Naziah. Pay attention to the cases, y'all. Alicia says, I love Talk with Prince poem. Yes, that was an excellent poem that Talk with Prince shared with us.
And that should be enough for our children to remain in our community. But we're standing here because they think that they really have that much power to just destroy our families in this way. Your family will never be whole again. How? And so when we stand here, let's continue to lift up the spirit of Kamari in that way. And so if anyone has any positive memories that will help us understand and to lift that up and to honor that legacy, say that. Say that out loud. Help us know why we are here. So remember.
Again, I know that. But the thing of it is that all of y'all think about how easy, especially us over 35 or even 25. Where were we at this time when we was that age? Were we not drinkers? Mm-hmm. Were we not smokers? Yes. Were we not at the clubs? Mm-hmm. Were we not doing what our children are doing now? Yes, ma'am. So now y'all saying that they can't do what we used to do. I guarantee you they got liquor in their house. Mm-hmm. I guarantee you they got drugs in their house, because I don't know too many people that ain't tried to smoke weed.
Ain't that so? Ain't that so? I love what she said. But y'all know that it's always those when they get in the positions. When they get in them positions, they're always passing judgment on other folks. Oh, you drink beer. Oh, you smoke weed. Oh, you do this and you do that. But they smoke weed, they drink, and they do a little of this and that also. But they so quick to pass judgment on you and I.
Because we smoked weed long ago. Weed didn't come this year, last year. Weed been out there a long time. But yet and still, because we didn't get caught drinking, because we didn't get caught in our little drugging, that now, because she get to lose her children that won't even with her at the time that she was doing it.
Stop right there. Stop right there. How this mother lost her children because she tested positive for weed, but the children wasn't even with her? Make that make sense. Alicia says, right, Shank. They better not throw rocks. Royal Queen says, yep, you right, Shank. Salute, Sheik. Sheik says, I love what you all are doing. It's content with purpose. It's advocacy. It's mentoring. It's giving back word or deed. Appreciate the compliment, Sheik. Appreciate it. Lovely says, no, I don't. Sheik says that part. Jessica says, is it legal there? No. This is North Carolina. This is Persons County, Roxborough, North Carolina, where I believe weed is legal. I believe. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. But it ain't illegal. Salute, Marty. Appreciate you for pulling up. I'm in the bushes, Shank. I still can't type. I'm using this voice recorder. Throw up some prayer hands for my moderator, Marty. Throw up some prayer hands for my moderator, Marty. Appreciate you, Marty. Salute, Samuel. Who is she referring to? But for them to take her children from her, it's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. You get tested positive for weed, they take your children. That's wrong. Salute, Miss Mika. Sheik says that makes no sense. Salute, PJ.
Because my children weren't with me at the time I was doing it. But yet and still, she had them in a safe place where they needed to be at the time. So you think about that while y'all talking about she's not a good mama. The best mama she was the mama that put her children in a safe place while she was doing what she wanted to do, because she was still a child. So you got to think about this stuff and get it right, because ain't none of us always been good. And ain't none of us gonna continue to be good. And every day we're gonna have a relapse or we're gonna have a bad day. But guess what? God is still gonna take care of our children because that's what he does. He's gonna still take care of us, even in the midst. So we gotta think about this thing. It ain't about our children not having a good mama. It's not about our children not having a good daddy. It's about us trusting God that when we out there doing what we should not do, he's still going to take care of us, even in the midst of what we're going through. That's God. That's God. So let's just be thankful for what he's doing.
So he called the CPS director. He called the sheriffs on us. He caught the sheriffs on us. Yes, CPS got to go. Thanks for keeping this awareness going on. Florida is the same way. This one thing I hate about the South, you must be very careful. Their laws are old and antiquated. Yes, yes. So it's a new day and time. And what we have to be aware of, we have to be aware of the laws. We got to be aware of the laws. He is a coward. And not only do we got to be careful of the laws, we got to be careful what we entertain, y'all. We got to be careful what we entertain. And I know the youngins, and this is a message for the youngins. Excuse me. The youngins, salute popcorn. The youngins like to criticize us. The youngins want to do it their way. But one thing about the old-fashioned way, we knew how to move, we knew what to entertain, and we knew what not to entertain. Because even though we may think that we are free, and I'm not just speaking about black people, because we all are slaves to this government. So I'm speaking to us all right? As a whole, as Americans, we got to be careful how we move. And like I said, the youngins, y'all quick to talk about us old timers. But us old timers, we knew what to entertain. We knew not what to entertain. We knew how to move. So for the youngins, y'all might want to listen to some of us old heads. Not all of us. Not all of us. I ain't going to say all the old heads are moving correctly. But for the ones that are trying to educate y'all, the ones that are trying to put y'all up on game, listen to us. Listen to us. Gina says they be looking for our people to fall into the trap. Exactly. Now, they caught the sheriffs on us. And in my opinion, I believe that the sheriffs, they handled it correctly.
Because God is good.
Look, y'all, they coming down.
Everybody remember that breath that we took is just intimidation. We're not doing anything. We don't even have to.
They can't stop us from being on the side of the street.
Everybody got to listen to some chats, y'all. Everybody got to pass by. Get you another one.
You know what? Maybe not, because they can.
Now, in my opinion, and I know that they're just doing their job, but in my opinion, they know what they're coming for. They know that it's a protest, and they coming 4 cars deep. They coming 4 cars deep. It's a protest.
I'm glad they get out of name.
Common sense says don't get weighed down by travel nonsense. Book with dollar instead.
In my opinion, this was a cowardly move on the director of the CPS. And I'm going to tell y'all why it was a cowardly move. Salute, Tony. Appreciate you for pulling up. I'm going to tell y'all why it was a cowardly move on the director's part. Popcorn says, I commend y'all for knowing y'all rights too. We must know our rights and don't be scared to exercise them, y'all. Exactly. Gotta be 10 times smarter than the oppressors. Exactly. Miss Mika says, wow. Marty says, Shank, did you guys, before you went, find out if you could do a peaceful protest there? Now, I found out after speaking with the sheriff, well, the corporal, he did say that if we get a permit, he did share that information with us, you know, because I asked him, I said, how do we go about doing this so we won't catch no feedback? He said, get a permit. So for everybody out there, when y'all do y'all protests, make sure y'all get a permit. All right? Make sure y'all get a permit and make sure y'all share this information. See, information is very, very important. So once again, when you are doing these protest marches, make sure y'all get a permit, because according to him, he said a permit. All slaves to the system. Okay. But a coward, because it's women. It was only 4 men. I believe 4 or 5 men out there, right? The rest, as y'all can see, are women and babies. Now you call the law. You call the law. This could have turned ugly. You know, this could have turned ugly. So he don't have compassion for nothing. And as you can see, we're not on his property. It's a peaceful protest. What you got to hide? Why are you so concerned about this protest that you will call the law? Salute, Cotan, especially in the South. The permit is jurisdictional based, not all states require it. Okay, appreciate that, Sheik. Guilty conscience needs no accuser, bro.
Don't know what her kids are. My woman just passed away under their care.
Yeah, we can keep talking. Yeah.
No justice.
No peace.
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 Our money folks right here.
For a vigil.
No justice.
No peace.
Call the cops.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
CPS, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. CPS, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. CPS, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. CPS, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. CPS, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. Right.
Now, he did mention as long as we were past that line, we were fine. Then he'll come back and say that y'all are on private property. Y'all got 10 minutes before I take it to another level. Me being who I am, I already knew what he was talking about. Me seeing all the videos all over the states, I knew what he was talking about. He was going to start locking folks up. So, but I ain't mad at him. I'm not mad at him.
got to go.
Hey, hey, ho, ho.
CPS has got to go.
Hey, hey, ho, ho.
CPS has got to go.
What do we want?
Justice.
And when do we want it?
Now.
If we don't get it,
Shut it down.
If we don't get it,
Shut it down.
don't get it.
Shut it down.
What do we want?
Justice.
And when do we want it?
Now.
If we don't get it,
Shut it down.
Let's keep on talking, right?
That's what it was.
Right.
It's good that we know our rights. So I want y'all to know we are here in peace and power.
And she's getting ready to read our rights. A shout out to the sister. She did a good job with reading our rights.
you know your rights. They can't tell you nothing.
That's right. To protect everyone and reduce risk, please follow these guidelines. Stay safe. Know the basics. Stay on public property, like sidewalks and the shoulders of the road. Do not block their driveways. We ain't bothering them. Interaction with the police, we ain't got to talk to them. We practicing our First Amendment. Yeah, you ain't got to talk to them. And if anybody needs legal help, it's a number provided at the bottom. But be a comrade. Stand with us. Stand with the group. Look out for one another. And film the police in every interaction. And let's be safe. Because we here. Hey, hey! Ho, ho! CPS has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! CPS has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho!
And let me say something. Do y'all notice through the whole demonstration, y'all notice, right? The police not one time went to those ladies with the lime green hats on. Not one time did the police go to them and ask them to move. Y'all notice that? Why do y'all think? The whole time the police never went to those ladies and asked those ladies to move. Ain't opened his mouth up to those ladies.
CPS has got to go. Hey, hey! Ho, ho! CPS has got to go. Hey, hey! Ho, ho! CPS has got to go. Hey, hey! Ho, ho! CPS has got to go. Hey, hey! Ho, ho! CPS has got to go. Hey, hey! Ho, ho! CPS has got to go.
Now, I'm going to move on to a case down in Oklahoma. I will be following this case and I will be updating this case every time there's something new. But I'm going to go down to Oklahoma. So for those that are in North Carolina, Roxborough, Persons County, make sure y'all get active with helping with this protest. Jessica says Caucasian. Popcorn says, were the bystanders or working for someone? Good question, because they didn't interact with us. If y'all notice, they never interacted with us. Wow, it's a shame. CPS has got to go. Big respect, Shank, Miss Parker, Mards, and all. This deep South, they didn't want slavery abolished. It never went from, CPS, new slave masters taking and selling children. Exactly. Salute, virtuous. Jessica says, get active. Miss Mika says, this going to make headlines for real, for real. Once again, all those that are down there in Roxborough, North Carolina, Persons County, please get active. I'm going to go to Oklahoma. Now, I've had an opportunity, and she's in the bushes. She told me she's going to be watching. But this case is Rock Squad's own April. So shout out to April. We're going to go down to Oklahoma. And just like they done this mother dirty, CPS in North Carolina done that mother dirty, Breonna dirty. The CPS down there in Oklahoma has done this mother dirty as well. Give me a minute, y'all. Let me grab it. In a minute, I'm coming. All right.
We've got passion, we've got determination. Like, and if we set our sights on something, you better believe it's happening.
Welcome everybody to this demonstration.
It's just the saddest thing I ever heard. I mean, be with her mom and dad.
I want to shout out April. Once again, you all, this is April in the middle. April is a part of the Rock Squad. She be in the chat. Oklahoma's CPS has taken April's daughter. It's April's daughter. And they've placed April's daughter in custody with a woman that claims that April's father inappropriately touched her. I gotta say that for YouTube. All right. Now, my question is this: if this man inappropriately touched you, why do you have this man's daughter that looks just like him? Why do you have this man's daughter? Why would you want this man's daughter to be in your custody? Maybe the ladies can help me understand that. I'm not a woman. So ladies, can y'all help me understand? Drop a 1 in the chat if a man inappropriately touched you, then you turn around and get custody of this man's child. What lady would do that? Drop a 1 as a lady if you would do that. Drop a 2 if hell to the no. I don't see how that makes any sense. Salute the For Life. Appreciate you for pulling up. Mushy says, them CPS workers, them the baby grabbers. Facts. That lady has a lovely home. Her children clean, well-dressed, happy. Is it CPS worker giving these babies to families for money? Facts. I mean, come on. I'm sure all the ladies gonna drop a 2. You mean to tell me that this man inappropriately touched you, right? But in return, you got this man's daughter. Somebody help that make sense. But this is what's going on down there in Oklahoma. And this is just one case. This is just one case, y'all. And this is the case of Elizabeth Madison. Now, I reached out to Brittany. She's the woman that I'm speaking of that was allegedly inappropriately touched by Elizabeth's dad. I reached out to her. I reached out to family members. I haven't received a response back. And this has been a little over a month now. So if any of y'all down there in Oklahoma that's familiar with this case, any family members, please pull up on me. I'll even drop the link and help me understand this. Many of you will ask the question, well, Shank, what about the mother? Why didn't they give custody to Elizabeth's mother? Good question. Because Elizabeth's mother didn't allegedly inappropriately touch that female, Brittany. Elizabeth's mother, April, isn't even on the case. So why was Elizabeth Madison's mother, April, overlooked? Now, I've had her on my show twice. She be in the chat. I've had her on my show twice. And every question that I asked her, she answered. And I even mentioned to her, I said, can I go in? I mean, can I dig deep with these questions? She said, Shank Rock, I have nothing to hide. Ask me whatever it is you want to ask me. Now, Brittany, the one who claimed that Elizabeth's dad, which is April's husband, none of them have came on my show. To me, it seems like they are avoiding coming on my show because they're going to get exposed. Salute, y'all. For Life says, I would not trust that for what tortured his child. Bingo. Salute, Nika. I wouldn't trust that. What woman does that? Salute, Nika. What woman does that? Salute, Miss Parker. Big shout out to Miss Parker and our riders. Salute, Nene. Salute, Shank Rock Mars in the bushes working and listening. Appreciate you for pulling up. I don't think no woman would do that. Salute, Betty Bless. Marty says, Miss Parker, I just realized you gifted me a membership. I thank you. But let's hear a little bit from the Elizabeth Madison case. And this is out of Oklahoma. All right.
The people that have her, even though that's my adopted sister, they are crazy. I mean, they are actually crazy. And they tell her so many lies that that poor child's going to need counseling by the time she gets back to her mom and dad, because they've told so many lies to her and have subjected her to so much. You know, Brittany, she was with a woman and named Savannah who had her calling her mama. So she had two mamas. And then Brittany was with a guy who, you know, she'd call her stepdaddy because saying Brittany was her mom. And then I think the saddest thing was when she asked Brittany one day, she said, where's my daddy? And Brittany told her, you don't have a daddy.
So that's what's going on. And we just heard from, she said Brittany is her stepsister, I believe. But the child, Elizabeth, asked her, where's my daddy? And Brittany says, you don't have a daddy. See, all this starts at home. It all starts at home. The upbringing. What are we teaching these children? And I say this, you cannot, because of jealousy, envy, because of ill feelings that you have towards a father or a mother, you cannot turn around. I watched it backfire plenty of times. You cannot take it out on the children of the father and mother and tell these children things. See, that right there with Brittany telling Elizabeth, you don't have a daddy, that's going to come back to bite her because Elizabeth is going to get older. She's going to get wiser. It's the same situation with the Miss Shirley, the little 4-year-old baby that's doing the Boots on the Ground song. That's going to come back because that little baby is going to get older and that baby is going to look back. In this case, Elizabeth is going to get older. She's going to look back on you, Brittany. And the first thing she's going to say to you, Brittany, why did you tell me I don't have a daddy? Yeah, but I was trying. No. Why did you tell me that I didn't have a dad? Because she gonna see this demonstration. Why didn't you why you lie? See, but as parents, we're quick to tell our children not to lie, but in return, we turn around and lie to them. Elizabeth is gonna want to know, well, why did you lie to me, mommy? I do have a dad. And then she's gonna say, why did you keep me from my real mother? Because Brittany, you gotta know that April was on my show twice, crying her heart out. What do you think Elizabeth is going to say? What do you think Elizabeth is going to do when she see them demonstrations with her real mother crying her heart out? See, nothing that you're going to be able to tell Elizabeth, nothing you're going to be able to tell her is going to match up to April's cries. I've seen it, witnessed it. So y'all keep damaging these children all of y'all want. Appreciate this cash donation. Give me a second, y'all. Y'all keep damaging these babies all y'all want to. Keeping them from the parents, doing all kind of stupid stuff. Y'all keep on. It ain't come through. Give me a second, y'all. Appreciate that cash donation, True Blue. It's going to come back and bite you in the a-hole, telling this baby she don't have a daddy, keeping this baby away from the daddy and the mother. Oklahoma's CPS, that's April right here. She says, when I get home, I'll jump on there with you. I'm not sure how much longer I'll be, April, but that's fine. If I'm still alive, of course, jump on. But this is Elizabeth's mom right here, April. So when she grow up and she see them videos of her crying her heart out, she's gonna ask you, why did you keep me from my mother? But see, CPS, Oklahoma's CPS is behind this. Make sure y'all watch my demonstrations on the Elizabeth Madison Stacy case and catch yourself up. CPS is behind this. How do CPS overlook the mother of this child?
I looked at Brittany and I took her off, and me and my niece Raina, we took her off and told her, you have a daddy. Everyone has a daddy, and you'll see him one day. So then when we found out that they had kidnapped Elizabeth, then we freaked out. After they had moved out. And then they turn around and block us on everything, so we can't get a hold of them to even find out, you know, how Elizabeth is. It's just the saddest thing I ever heard. I mean, it's like, you can't make this shit up, you know? I mean, seriously. April, I'm so sorry, baby. I didn't mean to make you cry.
It's not your fault.
I'm so sorry, baby. I just want your baby back with you. We know. We were there. I know how they treated Elizabeth, you know, and it's not good. I mean, it's not a good place for her to be.
Oklahoma's Department of CPS, Oklahoma CPS. See, this is what goes on. I do have April to join me on the panel, and I will let April speak a few words. How you doing, April?
I'm doing great.
Good to see you.
I love the coverage that you got going on my daughter's case, man. I really do. And I want to shout out to you and Miss Parker for all the hard work that y'all do with boots on the ground for these kids.
Thank you. You look better. You looking better.
Now, is there any questions that anybody on that chat has for me?
Is there any questions that any of you all in the chat want to ask April? And like I said, I've sent friend requests, I've sent messages, Facebook messages to them all, and I'm still waiting for them to respond. I would like them to come on my show.
See, that's the thing. They're not going to, not until you sit there and start putting the heat on them.
Let's talk about CPS. Let's talk about Oklahoma's CPS. How do you feel about Oklahoma's CPS?
They janky. For the fact that they allowed those people to talk to them without even speaking to me at all about my own child, that right there, they need to have something done.
Can you see that question?
No, I did not grant permission to this woman for my child at all. Zero.
Can you get in detail how she gained it? I think that's what she's asking. How did she gain the place? How did she gain placement?
First, she ran me off. When I decided to try, and I will admit this, that one of the charges that my husband was under was falsified. I will admit that. I stated he hit me and he never did. But in my eyes, I tried as hard as I could to save my family. I really did. And when that happened, the cop locked him up and they basically told me to show them the proof that's my child. And I'm sorry, Shank, you know me. I went all the way off.
Wow.
Like, I tried to convince the police officer to put me in jail.
Wow.
And honestly, if that doesn't show how true of a mom I am, I don't know what does.
Sheik says, what grounds did CPS use to remove her?
CPS didn't remove her. The police department lied my child with the rape victim and claims that the rape victim is her mother. But under the same court system, I'm pronounced as her mom. How is that even allowed to happen?
Let me just throw up some prayer hands. Can I get everybody to throw up some prayer hands for God's child blessings? She's in the hospital. I believe she has pneumonia. Can I get everybody to throw up some prayer hands for God's child blessings? Yvette C. Okay, you could continue, April.
I'm gonna be praying for her, man.
So this haven't even went to court.
Nah. That's what I don't understand. Like, towards the police department, that's her mommy. When I tried to express my feelings to the lieutenant of the Sex and Crimes Unit, his actual wording that he placed in there was, well, if you feel the custody of Brad's child, I'm going to stop you right there. Where do you feel that this man gave birth to this kid? Because I guarantee you, on everything I love, he will be the richest man alive.
Wow. If it's anybody,
I did sit there and use your content with Ratchet TV.
That's fine.
Like, I did write into him and ask him if he would cover this case. I don't know if he's going to.
Yeah, that's fine.
But if he does,
Ratchet,
shout out to him.
Yeah, one thing I can say about Ratchet is a big platform, and Ratchet will put some fire to him. So if you're watching Ratchet, if you could help out with April, and I don't have no problem with you using my content, Ratchet. So,
well,
Ratchet,
I always give you and Miss Parker y'all's flowers, man. Like, y'all don't really have to do all of the things that y'all do for these kids.
We just here to help. Like, it could be my child. It could be my grandchild. None of us is exempt. I'm telling y'all, nobody's exempt in these cases. You know, don't wait until it happens to you. And this is what I'm saying. Social media, if you got a Facebook page, share it to your Facebook. Share these type of contents. You can
Yeah, but
still
see, this
share.
is the thing, though, Shank.
Go ahead.
I fought for 13 years with boots to the ground, trying to knock down any door I could. And the fact that you took upon to be like, you know what, I'm going to listen to you real quick. As long as I have one person in my corner, I feel like at least I'll gain more.
Jessica says, do you know where she's located at now?
No, all I know is she's located somewhere in Texas. They're hiding my daughter. And it's not like I can really contact her because anytime I try to, she calls my husband's probation officer and claims that we're harassing her and her daughter. That's one thing that I want to like bring up. Why is the so-called rape victim calling a probation officer? That right there should be illegal.
Jessica says she's in Texas. Sheik says, so the baby was never removed from CPS? No. Did she show a birth certificate?
No. They showed him my birth certificate. And then when I showed the cop my ID, he rolled his eyes acting like it was a falsified ID. And it was a government issued ID.
Jessica says she's in Texas. If anyone would like to help April with this case, if you're in Texas, if you're in Oklahoma, if you're in any other state and would like to help April, please reach out to me and I will get you in touch with April. Please follow me on Instagram at Shankrod and I will get you in touch with April. And that way you could give April your assistance. Is it any?
Honestly, one of the pictures that I sent to you not too long ago, like that made me throw up. Like, how are you going to tell her that you're her mom? Like, just the trauma that y'all are placing my daughter under. Like, I'm not even joking you. By the time that all this is said and done, she's going to have to go through years of therapy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's something I tried to avoid happening.
Yeah. Ross says, is she able to have a DNA test?
If I could get the cops to listen, I would be up for it. I've begged the lieutenant to do a DNA test. And this was from the time all this started until now. And nobody's taking me seriously.
Wow. April, is there any last words that you would like to say before I move on to this next case?
No. Other than thank y'all to everybody that's actually listening to us. I appreciate this. I really do.
Let me grab this real quick, then I'm gonna move. Has she tried calling the Board of Commission in her state? Have you tried to call the Board of Commission?
Yeah, and they hand the case over to the lieutenant of the sex crimes unit. So either which way we're going, trust me, everything that they could think of, I've already tried. Like I saw something on that you had posted about Donald Trump giving pardons to like high-ranking gang members. Yep, I went along the lines and wrote a letter to him for a pardon.
Yeah. You let me take it. Kiara says there's something she's not saying. Is it anything that you're not saying?
No. Like I'm being honest with everything that I'm telling y'all. I have not deviated from my story not one time. Like honestly, this is something you would see in a horror film. But this is my real life.
Anything else you want to add on before I move on, April?
No.
All right. Well, I appreciate you for pulling up, and everybody knows this is April. She's in the chat. So if you are in Oklahoma, please start a protest march against the Department of CPS. I want a protest march all around the United States of America. I want it all around. We need to organize protesters. I promise y'all, things get done in CPS if it's protest marches all around the states. So if you're in Oklahoma, please reach out to April. If you're in Oklahoma, please help organize a protest march against the Department of CPS. I appreciate you for pulling up, April.
Salute, Shank.
Salute. And let me say this about Donald Trump, y'all. I know people love him or hate him, but if Donald Trump is getting the job done, why not reach out to Donald Trump? You know, and I ain't going to make this political, but I'm just going to say it again. Love him or hate him. But if Donald Trump is getting these pardons, if Donald Trump is getting ish done, why not reach out to him? We're going to go to Oklahoma now. We're going to move up to Oklahoma. Not Oklahoma. We just left Oklahoma. My bad. We're going to move to Ohio. And a tragic case that we all have been tuned into, and that's the Kimmani Latique case. Another case of CPS.
My name is Harris Heller, and I've been a full-time YouTuber for over 10 years now. And if you are a YouTuber or you're trying
to the new developments in the homicide of
CPS failed this baby as well.
Kimmani Latique. Tonight, the girlfriend of the murder suspect, Darnell Jones, is speaking out. He's accused of killing his 13-year-old daughter, Kimmani Latique. Police found her body in an abandoned home on Monday.
Jones' girlfriend telling 13 Action News she called detectives when she learned he allegedly hid evidence in her home. 13 Action News reporter Alexis Means remaining on this story on your side with new details in this case. Alexis?
Lee and Christian, she told me that Darnell Jones has never been violent toward her, and she told me that she doesn't know why he killed Kimmani.
Kimmani used to be over my house all the time, and we loved her. And now,
and I don't mean to backtrack, but let me just backtrack to April case. There is a CPS report, Sheik. There is a CPS report, and CPS didn't follow up with this report. So that's why we're coming for CPS in this case. CPS knows about it. They are aware of it. And I believe that April was saying that's why they're constantly moving. When asked, does she know the whereabouts of her daughter, they're constantly moving. But this, we know this is out of Ohio right here. This is Kimmani Latique.
now she's gonna have to grow up without seeing her sister anymore. I mean, I don't feel bad for anything he's going through, but her, she did not deserve none of that she got. Nobody do.
She didn't want us to show her face, but you can hear her voice trembling as Darnell Jones's then girlfriend shares how she helped Toledo police with evidence in the case. Last Friday, police set up a meeting to question Jones.
The weird thing about it is because before they even showed up, he asked me to turn my cameras off. I have cameras in my house, and he asked me to turn them off. And I was like, why would you want me to turn the cameras off? He said, because I didn't come home till 5 o'clock that morning. And he didn't want them to suspect anything because he didn't show up till 5. I'm like, well, thinking in my head, I'm like, well, if you don't have anything to hide, then why should I turn the cameras off? And I didn't, but he thought I did.
She and Jones have a 2-year-old daughter together. She says she was in the room when Jones tried to hide evidence connected to the case in her house.
After the police took us downtown and questioned us, I came back home before he did, and my family that was here informed me that he hid something under my stairs in my basement. So I called the detectives, and they came and did a search warrant and grabbed it. And once he noticed those were gone, that was the last time I seen him.
Police executed a search warrant. What did he hide under your stairs?
It was like a mat for the back of your truck, not a pickup, but SUV. You know, when you lay your seats down and you put that rubber mat in there to protect the back of your seats in case you're hauling something. That's what he rolled up and put in my basement. And his work boots, which were caked with mud. I never seen him put it under there, but I wasn't about to hold no evidence for him or none of that. He must have thought that.
Jones went on the run to Columbus, where he used to live.
After the search warrant and he disappeared, we left the house because I was scared that he might come back and harm one of us.
Police located him after he called his girlfriend, and she called police.
What's your name? Kill me. Kill me.
We all are familiar with the Kimmani Latique case. CPS in Oklahoma dropped the ball on her case as well. If you are in Ohio, if you could organize a protest against Oklahoma's CPS, we're going to swing to Michigan, and then we're going to get out of here. Michigan, CPS dropped the ball in the Naziah Harris case. Give me a few minutes, and then we're going to get out of here.
Right now, Jarvis Butts is awaiting trial for the murder and sexual abuse of Naziah Harris.
After listening to days of testimony last month, a judge called Butts a monster and said that opportunities to protect the 13-year-old girl were missed. Tonight, the 7 investigators are revealing years of warnings that preceded Butts' alleged crimes.
Warnings that family members say were made to Children's Protective Services that could have saved Naziah's life. Here's what 7 investigator Ross Jones has uncovered.
You look at that face and you do not see the horrors that she had gone through in her short life. The exploitation, the molestations, the sexual abuse, and the pregnancy that she was concealing.
Years before Jarvis Butts would be charged by Wayne County's prosecutor, accused of killing and sexually abusing 13-year-old Naziah Harris, Harris's own relatives say they saw the warning signs and told anyone who would listen.
So that at that point, I was like, this is too much. I'm calling CPS.
I tried not just once, but multiple times for them to take me serious in what I was saying.
Kimmani Morgan and her cousin Jernell are both relatives of Naziah Harris. In February of 2022, Jernell says she learned of allegations of improper touching involving Butts and other small children. She says she was told about the claims while talking to her niece, Jarvis Butts' girlfriend, and that the alleged victims were Naziah Harris and 2 other children.
I was just like, oh my God, I was not crazy.
seriously in part because Butts was on the sex offender registry, having spent more than 8 years in prison for third-degree criminal sexual conduct. She didn't alert authorities at first because she believed her niece would notify police. But weeks later, Jernell did notify Child Protective Services. Her complaint came in on April 13th, 2022. There was an incident at a birthday party. The complaint reads, one of the children that attended the party accused Jarvis of sexual abuse. Naziah, and name withheld, reported that Jarvis touched both of them inappropriately as well. Jarvis touched name withheld in her private area, and it hurt. Jernell made the complaint over the phone.
They basically told me if they needed me for anything else, they would reach out.
And that's Michigan's CPS dropped the ball on Naziah Harris. The complaint. And it just went unanswered. So for those that are in Michigan, for all organizers in Michigan, can we get some of you guys to come together to organize a protest for Michigan CPS? We can't do it all, just like you all can't do it all. But if we all pull together, and if we bring our resources, and if we just bring to the table what it is that we do. I'm a content creator, and I tell people all the time, I'm a content creator. I can get out boots on ground. I can help raise awareness. Okay, somebody come in, we got an organizer. You know, okay, the organizer can say, okay, I'm an organizer. Okay, I got Shank's platform that we could use awareness. Y'all see how this go? If it's nothing else that y'all take out of this demonstration, please take this. Stop telling people what they should do instead of telling them what they should do to help the cause. You do it, because they might not know how to do what you know how to do. Stop telling Shank Rock what Shank Rock needs to do. Look, I know that some of y'all think that I can do all of these different things, but I can't. So instead of telling a Shank Rock, instead of telling the other content creators and other people that is in this fight, what you're telling them to do, you do it. You help out. All right? We gotta bring it all together. It's a fight. And it's a fight that one man or one woman cannot win. We defeating the purpose. We're hustling backwards. We're hustling backwards when we expect one person to do everything. No. What are you doing? Are you in my chat? Are you on my replay gang criticizing me and other content creators? Are you on the sideline criticizing those that are out there marching in the streets? A lot of y'all do that. A lot of y'all are quick to criticize the work of others when y'all haven't even stepped out and tried to help. I'm begging y'all. I'm literally begging y'all. Please help us. Please. The first thing, you got social media, share this. You know, you can still share all the other foolish stuff, because a lot of y'all, and I always say this, a lot of y'all be sharing a bunch of BS on y'all social media platforms. A lot of y'all be on the tip of celebrities that don't even give a damn about y'all. If Beyonce put something up, Beyonce would get 1 million shares, and then y'all will turn right around and criticize Beyonce. all these other entertainers and athletes, y'all quick to share their stuff. And then y'all turn right around and criticize them. That ain't fair. It ain't fair. Share these cases pertaining these children. That's the first step. Share it. Then help out in the community. Don't wait until it's your child. Don't wait until it's your grandchild. And then you expecting people to help. Stop expecting for Ben Crump. A lot of y'all give Ben Crump hell. Ben Crump is only one man. Y'all do realize that he's only one man. Stop expecting for everybody else to help if you're not helping. Now, if you're helping, ain't nothing I can say. But I can promise you this. Those that are helping, they are not going to criticize nobody else, because those that are helping, we know exactly how hard it is. And we know exactly how much work you got to put in. So we don't got time to criticize other folks. We just don't got time to criticize other folks. We about that work. We out here working. Remember that. Stop criticizing those that are doing the work. You do the work. You do some work. And I promise you, you'll have a different outlook. I appreciate everybody for pulling up. I will be going live later on. Salute everybody, and I'll see everybody on the next demonstration. Salute, Thankful. I see you, Thankful. Salute. Popcorn says, a house divided can't stand. Sheik says, he as well is African American. I see you up here. Sheik says, Demetrius Starling is the senior deputy director for Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, MDHHS, Children's Services Administration. Can we get somebody to reach out to Demetrius Starling? That's a name. That's a lead. Can we get somebody to organize? You know, if it ain't nothing but sending emails, if it ain't nothing but getting the number on him and passing the number on. If y'all could get me the number to Demetrius Starling, I'll give him a call. I'll do it live. But help me and help the other content creators. Help your favorite content creator. That's another start. Help us content creators out. Shout out to all the content creators that is out here fighting and raising awareness. I feel y'all pain. I'll never disrespect a content creator. Never. Because I know, because I'm a content creator. And people come for me all the time. So shout out to all of the content creators that is covering these cases. Prayers for all the family members that are having these horrible experiences with CPS. We got to do better, y'all. Salute. I'll see everybody later on.